So what happened was, I figured it out. I faced my fears. I was in a marriage for 20 years. And the whole time, I really wanted. And I just wanted. And so I ate, and I constantly told my husband at the time what I didn't have. I was confirming in my mind how bad of a mom I was. I was just eating and eating and eating. I just wanted to keep filling myself up because I felt so empty. I felt like a bad mom. Couldn't do anything right. And then all of a sudden COVID hit. And I was already waking up before then. But before COVID, a month or so, I told my husband at the time, next year's gonna be different. I don't know what's changing, but I feel it. I feel it again. I need water. I'm a channel. The divine is here. So Tasha, the answer is just to record what I tell you. Don't tell your story. Tell my story. That's the channel. My story is that I am. So I'm going to close my eyes because it's called sensory deprivation. If I deprive myself of my main dominant sense, then I allow myself to tap into that other sense, feeling. You feel when you understand you have the capacity to feel. You choose with your thoughts how you want to feel. And then you let yourself feel it. I know. What does that look like practically? So we have our energy centers. We have the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown, and on she goes. However, because we wanted to live in this dimension called the 3 dimension, we limited our awareness to these chakra. But what has happened since the dawn is that we have shoved all of it down, and we've been living out of our base chakra, fear. So we're on this quest to try to find God, find enlightenment, raise our consciousness, right? When in reality, all it takes to get that relief, the fullness, the release, the orgasm, she's felt. So if you're not feeling that, then you're feeling fear. Are you feeling fear? Have you let yourself feel fear? Let yourself. Because otherwise you're just holding on to it. You have to feel it to release it. Energy is meant to be expressed. So how do you express your fear? Let's start over. Emotions means energy in motion. It's from that. So when we are understanding that we are energetic beings, but we are from this dimension, in order to access that energy, we have to feel it. Because that's the language of the 3D. That's how we understand our 3D, our world, our relationships, the energy between us, the relationships, ourself, the relationship with ourself. We have to feel what we want want to feel, and then we become it. Because this dimension works from the inside out, because we are fueled by outside of this dimension. So when we let it dump in and it flows out of our hearts, that's how we embody love. Sometimes it looks like love, like Disney taught us it does, it is. And sometimes it looks like boundaries and pain and loss and sorrow. But do you let yourself feel it? You have to feel it to heal it. I mean, I'm remembering my tattoos right now. So I have this tattoo on my wrist, and I got it, I don't know, before COVID for sure. Yeah, before COVID, I think. I don't know, I need to do some math. My ex-husband knows I haven't been the best at dates, because when you're infinite. Anyway, so this one, and I was going through therapy, and my therapist was like, that's interesting, you have it right here on the middle. A lot of people, that's where their life ends. But you took a painful memory, a painful moment, a painful time in your life, and you expressed it in a different way. And I never even thought that's what this was. I just liked the design. But he invited me by asking just about this and let me fill in the blanks to what it means or what it meant. He just asked a simple question, which could have been triggering had I chosen to take a different narrative. Which brings up the idea of timelines. So because this energy is expressed in this dimension, we've only known this right now timeline. But because we're limited by our perception, right? We're overthinking it. We only think that this right now is the only right now. That's too linear, that's too logical, that's too 3D. But if we want to extend it up, our perspective, our perception, our consciousness, our awareness, then we start to think of, if I don't like this and if I have to feel it first to express it, now that I use my logic to my advantage, I choose my thoughts, I'm going to choose that when I feel like a shitty mom, that doesn't feel good. I'm going to choose to sit with it. It feels like shit to think I'm a shitty mom. Stop thinking it, because you're not it. You're doing the best you can with what you have. The story you've been dealt, the shit you've lived. Are you kidding me? Right? And this gassed me up, because when my intention is to become divine, then I can have fun. And I trust myself. I'm not taking my trust and put it in things outside of me and waiting for something somewhere outside of me to bestow upon me my lowly thing, my power. No. If I trust myself, if I love myself, if I'm going to be that mom that I want to be, that I can see, that I know that I am not, then my only intention is divinity. So I'm going to read the goddamn book. I'm going to do the workout. I'm going to not do the workout. I'm going to love my body. I'm going to I don't feel like working out today. Why don't I feel like working out today? I just don't feel like it. I feel like moving my body out. I feel like not cleaning my room. I feel like hanging my outfit on the workout machine. And the weight just falls off of me. I'm eating what I want. I am saying what I want. I'm doing what I want because I trust myself. I trust my boundaries. I trust my heart. And my whole life is being reflected back to me, the desires of my heart. I've only ever wanted to talk. I've only ever wanted to read all the books and know all the things. Like, who is she? Who's that bitch? Who's that girl? Who's that girl? La 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 la. Well, then I got divorced and my whole life crashed. And I fell in love with myself. It's to the point where I could say I probably if we want to not fight about what it means anymore. I've reached enlightenment. I have found my peace, my vision, my joy, my thing that drives me forward. And it's being silly and real and raw, but it's talking. It's talking. And I keep trying to force myself into a box to become a writer. And I love to write. I have journals that follow me everywhere I go. And I love to stimulate my mind and then build out what it could mean. I'm a dreamer. I've always been a dreamer. She speaks and she dreams and she speaks and she dreams and she writes and she just does whatever feels good. So astrology has felt so good. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to hide that because I was a pastor. And no, the more I knew and wanted to know and leaned into who I am, I looked at my story, I look back at my life, and I hear and I see my family and my trauma and my history and my color and my womanness and all the pain that I've inherited just because of who I am today. Then I was able to take ownership. Oh, okay. Take ownership for everything I've done. And then commit to doing better, to become who I want to be, who she can be. And in doing so, I feel lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter enlightenment. And I don't want to sell myself, and I don't want to sell the message, but I want to do this, and I want to be unmuted. And everything that I've once defined myself by, I've allowed it to mute me. And it's mutiny. Just kidding. But I want to do a podcast, and I want to do a video, and I want to do a book, and I want to do a TV show, and I want to dream, and I want to do the things. But then every time I do these things, I talk myself out of it. When I know that speaking is my gift, and I understand that as I kind of arrive here, I wanted to see how I could do that. So I started playing with astrology. And then astrology basically said, hey, you know the I am. You know God. You know who I am. Tasha. Who are you? I am you. And then my life took off like a zip tie. And it's just so amazing. And I can't wait to share the details with you. But I'm not ready for that yet. What I'm ready for is this. Look at that sun. I'm ready to be on camera. Oh, why do I have a thumbs up? Okay. There was a bubble that was a thumbs up. But, I don't even know what I was. What on earth? I am recording this. I don't think I'm live. Why is it thumbs upping me? Is it AI? This is a channel. I'm telling my story. I don't even know what I was saying. Okay, you're distracting me. What else? Thank you for this feedback. Literal. My guides. You're so cute. Okay, astrology, tarot. Oh, okay. I wanted to know whatever. So, as I was learning astrology, I felt like she was teaching me. Oh, that's what it was. That's where I was going. I feel like God said, if I am who you've read about me to be in the Bible, and if I am all these things that you resonated with, and you found Jesus, and you found love, and you found healing, and you found yourself, and you leaned into the fear, and you did what the Bible told you to do, and that you've always known, and what you've always heard, you learned that every language, every religion, every line of belief has always some way or another looked to the stars. Christ. The wise men followed the stars. And we wish upon a star. We are so fascinated with the damn stars. So what astrology has told me is that there's a constellation at the time and the moment and the place of your birth, and you were zapped into it. And you are the manifestation of those energies. So it's almost like a puppet, but not really, because you're the one controlling it. So you're not on puppet because we have free will. But how do we have free will and all this power that we could just create whatever we wanted? Well, when I said, what does that mean? What do I say? With what authority does she speak? Tell them I am sent you. Well, who are you? I'm a woman. I am a woman that has understood that God made the stars. And if I allow myself to let him speak through me, through my way of understanding, through this manifestation of my constellation, that he would give me the words. So I just hit record. And I don't really know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be big. I've been saying that since I was a teenager. And so my life is here. I'm ready to speak. I'm becoming an emotionally intelligent certified. I'm going through coaching certification for emotional intelligence because I have the message. And I just wanted the numbers and the letters behind my name. And I didn't want to go to school because I learn for a living. But I live to learn. But my gifting is to to say it. So that's my foray into this world. I don't know the mark. But my values are to be myself. Even if it's messy. I still have another thumbs up. Am I thumbsing up myself? Anyway, and then I had to have my tooth pulled. So I have 2 missing teeth. And so I have to smile like this. I don't care what it looks like. But it's just like self-conscious. Do I look like a former drug addict? Meth head? I don't even know. Sorry, no offense if you're a meth head. But you're welcome here. And I'm like, I burned sage. And that looks so this way. And I have sage and Palo Santo that I burned. And I do tarot. And I speak the language of the divine. But who says that? Me? So anyway, I can talk about a million things. I do best when asked a question and allowed to dance out the thoughts and the words. And I don't feel like being challenged, honestly. And so you're welcome to challenge whoever in the chat, but I'm not going to engage it. I'm here to be a trigger. Because when we take in more information, it's called building our Kanban, our mental Kanban, like basically our storehouse. So when we engage with things that trigger us, that actually builds our awareness. And that's actually meant to happen. Because if you're unaware of something and then you realize that you become aware of that thing, that could be triggering. And that's exactly where we are. And that's why the world has been wild the last 4 years, 5 years, and longer, forever and ever and ever. But if you're here and you're here for this, we're all kind of finding our message. Ooh, it's like driving a car. So anyway, I'm going to be done because this is already 18 and a half minutes. And I once got some feedback that at work that said, for as much as she be talking, she don't really be saying nothing. I said, girl, same. So it's just fun. It's conversation and it's channeling. And I don't want to be a channel, but I do, but I am. I once had an astrologer tell me, Tasha, you're basically here to live the life of your dreams. And I was like, say less. And the time since then has been me unlearning things that are unlearning the things that have been keeping me from living the life of my dreams. Such as hitting record. So, I think I'm serious. Oh, wait. So the tattoo. And I wear my Apple Watch because I'm addicted. And it's okay to have an addiction. This is my vice. If this is my vice, then whatever. So anyway, I take it off. And I remember back in 2000, I don't know, ladies. I went with like a gaggle of women from church. I don't even know what year it was, so help us out. I would name names, but anyway, so we went to see Christine Kane in Dallas, and she was talking about something, and And I loved the platform, but it's not one that I exactly resonated with. And so I just trusted that God was going to take care of that platform because I received a word that day. And you can't really see it, but I had to go. Oh, I need to reverse the mirror. It says speak. S, it's cursive. SPEAK. I've always thought that looked like an R, but it's a K. And it looks like spear, but it really says speak. And at that time I got it because it was, oh gosh, here I'm going to ruin it now. 1 Samuel 3:17, I don't know. Somewhere around there. If I'm wrong, I'll fix it in the comments. Maybe I will comment. Okay. Speak, Lord, for your servants listening. Speak, Lord, for I am your servant and I'm listening. For your servants listening. Right now I'm seeing like all the variations, the versions, interpretations to translations of this verse, swimming. I can't talk. Don't speak. So anyway, it was listen. And so I got the word initially, it hit my heart like you're going to speak. And I was like, girl, you ain't got nothing to say. And then I feel like shortly thereafter is when I heard the message of, no, you are to listen. And as I listened and as I listened and as I listened, I just kind of ran around the tree, but like divine timing. Every step around the same tree, me being a dog chasing my own tail was meant to happen to get me to where I am now, saying what I am today, because this is the timeline shift. If I want to be better, okay, speak it. That's my gift. I had no idea it was going to be channeling. Conscious channeling at that, like, bro, like, what? Like, aren't channelers supposed to, like, sit there? And no offense, Cryon taught me love, what love is, because he is Cryon of magnetic service. And he's in love with humanity. And then Nikola Tesla introduced himself to me. And he says, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Energy. Emotion in Latin means energy and motion. Why do I feel what I feel? Because the stars are energetic bodies and they are in rotation, much like my DNA, much like the atom and the electrons, and they're spinning, and everything is energy. Matter is actually energy or something like that. E equals mc squared. And then Einstein flirts with me every now and then, and I don't really know any of it. And then Carl Jung, I've been having a love affair with men, right? Intellectual men, but not like in person. And then I started understanding and asking and trying to be aware, not even trying, wanting, intending to become aware of my past lives. And no, I'm not any of these people because I'm only me. But when you understand that we have access to all of the lives that have ever been loved, pun not intended, but that was cute. All the lives that have ever been lived, we have access to all of them as energetic beings, because when we understand the stars and we understand God, and God is not outside of us, God is everything. I am not the ocean, I am the drop, because I am you, because we are one. I'm really done. I'm getting tired. The channel is tired.